First things first, I meant every word I said in my last video. Fuck the FBI. Fuck the federal government. They are turning tyrannical, and I do not agree with them. And if anybody who listens to my videos aren't going to be violent, and they shouldn't be violent because they're highly intelligent. But what I will say is, if I do get arrested for me speaking out against our federal government, and I get arrested and sent to prison for my speech, I don't want anybody to get violent. All I want you to do is spread the message, spread my story. That's all I want. I don't want anybody to get violent. Violence is not the answer. Violence should only happen in self-defense. So, if they do get to be violent, which would be like rounding people up like the Nazis did, yeah, you defend yourself. There's a lot going on. Elon Musk probably averted World War III, and the left is like blowing up on Twitter, like hating on him for it because Ukraine was going to use Starlink's. Well, they requested to use Starlink's services to blow up some of Russia's naval ships, which could have caused a reaction of Putin to use nukes, possibly starting World War III. And the left is like hating on Elon because of it. You know, I do the same thing. You're not going to use my technology to start World War III. And these people are warmongers on the left. They are for war. They are for war because they're not involved. These people are in a bubble. They're highly ignorant. They don't want their kids being sent to war, but they want to see other people blowing up. They are disgusting people. It's like the lady in Minnesota, where it just happened. I don't know if she was some type of congressperson. I don't fucking know. I don't live in Minnesota, and I'm glad I don't fucking live there. But she was all about talking about dismantling the police, going along with Elon Omar's bullshit. And then she ended up getting carjacked, beaten in front of her kids, which is horrendous. I don't wish that shit on anybody, but that's consequences of your shitty policies. And then now she's like, oh, we need police, and like going back against what she was saying initially. And this is what people need who are out of touch with reality. Celebrities, rich people who advocate for things that they have no understanding of. Like having our borders open, and we're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine to have people blowing up and infrastructure blowing up to serve the warmongers and contracts that having they make a ton of money off of like having war and then destruction and then reconstruction. So they invest in those contracts, Halliburton and whatever. That's what they did with Iraq. So that's what they want. Instead of investing billions in infrastructure for like, well, obviously our country, but like, you know, these rich people using their resources to help people in Central South America and Mexico build up their homes, have a great environment, jobs. This is why they come here, is for economics. well, we should be building them up. We should be eliminating cartels. If we're going to be going to war, we should be going to war with cartels. So they're not distributing drugs across our borders and fentanyl and having all that crap here. That's who we should be going to war against. And yeah, you have a governor, or not the governor, but the mayor of New York saying that New York is done because of, these people are like, oh, these people are they're sending people, illegals to New York and all these other places. Like, that's bad. So they should just sit here in these states who don't want it, who want a closed border, because it's better for everybody. Even the people who are displaced, they are thinking that, oh, America's open and I'm going to get free stuff. Well, they're finding out in New York that you're going to have some services shut down. It's a massive problem, and you can't have open borders and have a society. You can't do it. It sounds great in theory, but you cannot do it. We're not developed enough as humans to be able to do it. That's the consequences of your bad policies and your actions. And this is what people need. People need suffering. People need pain. They need direct pain and suffering. And I don't wish bad things on people. I don't. But, like, if you're going to sit there and cut your finger off and like, cut at your finger, and then once it finally gets cut off, you're like, my finger's cut off. Well, yeah, because you've been cutting at it and now it's gone. Well, that's the consequences of your dumb actions. And a lot of these people in blue areas, they have privileged lives. They live in nice areas, and they're not affected by their horrible policies that they vote for. They don't see the other side. They just say, oh, that sounds good, that sounds nice. But in reality, they're an atrocious policy that causes destruction. And I look at the Democrats as they are the party of destruction. That's all they do is destroy. They don't build shit. And the illegal immigration, that New York is feeling it. These blue areas should feel it. These people who are advocating for all these people to come over, they should take them in their rich houses. They have all the extra bedrooms. They have all the resources. You should house them if that's what you shouldn't rely on the taxpayer to have to take care of it. So that's horrible. It's a horrible. People are gloating that lady got beaten up. I'm not gloating. I think that's horrible. But, like, that's the consequences of your actions. You don't fucking think things through. Should things need to be reformed? Yes. I don't think that the government needs to be overthrown. I hate the federal government, what it's evolved into. But I realize if we just completely overthrow it, blunt physical, with force, it's going to be met with extreme fucking violence. And even if like it does get overthrown, what are you going to replace it with? It's going to be extreme suffering. So I'm for reform of things, not overthrow, not completely dismantle. Some things need to be cut, like the FBI, and reformulated into different things. But, like, things need to be audited. Things need to be looked at. Like, this isn't serving anybody. This is this is a great line, and I covered this song by Anti-Flag, who are liberal sellouts now. They are on the left. They're extreme left. This is what they wrote, and this is called what was the song called? Fuck. I covered this song. Whatever. You push and push at people. What are they to do? soon this corporate-run country will be through. See, it doesn't represent the people anymore. Big businesses are the pimps, and the governments, they're whores. We don't need no time to go over a solution. We know what we need. We need a fucking revolution. We don't need your war machine or your filthy bloodstained dollars. We've got one thing you don't have. We've got the numbers. Got the numbers is the song. And obviously they forgot about what they used to believe in. And it epitomizes what I've been saying since I was a kid. I used to follow them when I was a kid. Is the government is completely overblown. It needs to be trimmed. It needs to be small. It needs to be strategical. Big businesses need to be cut. Things need to be more, instead of big and bloated, more mobile and small, and be able to pivot a lot easier. And that's why I'm for decentralization. I think that's the best bet. And capitalism to me works the best if you got a ton of small companies competing with each other and trying to put out the best product. And if something does happen to one of them, well, the other one can come up and still provide service or a product. Because like when you have this big corporation and it's bloated and it's just so hard to pivot, and there's so many people that go in the like at the top to the bottom, there's hardly any communication, and you have to rely on so many people for like a trickle down to pivot. Like it, you know what I mean? It's easier for things to be small. It's better for things to be small. So like yeah. So but I want to make a video talking about like property tax. And I think I'll do that a different day, but like there's like some big things that have been happening politically, and Owen Schroyer off of Infowars, they're trying to lock him up in prison for his speech. This is what I'm talking about. He was at the Capitol, but he didn't go inside, but they're trying to say like he instigated it because of some of the things he was saying before. So it's just like your speech can get you locked up in prison. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that they'll come after me, but it is possible that they come after me. Just by my speech. Even though I'm saying don't be violent. We need reform. We need political reform of the government, not overthrow. Even though our Constitution or the Bill of Rights, one of them, I put it in one of my songs, 1776. I put if you listen to that song, I put the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and then I put in like that is you could overthrow the government. Yeah, it's off of my album Infowars. But yeah. But if anything happens to me, I get sent to prison, whatever. Don't be violent. I'm gonna say that again. Don't be violent. Spread my message. Spread my word. Spread what's happening, and that's it.